Yeah, hello everyone. This is the continuation of the project number 34, part 2, and this we are going to replicate the data from ECC to BW using the concept of generic data source, and we are getting the data from the database table. And this video is strictly not for the for freshers to learn this concept. This is only for the recap for my students, just to understand what exactly we have done discussed in the session. So if you would like to learn it, it's a different process. So here we are going to discuss this thing in a bit faster way, so we just because this is a recap of it. So I'll do this process, and then we'll replicate the data. I'm already into the ECC system where we have which is our source system, and in this we already have checked out the database table, that is SC11. We have went into a KNA1, and in the KNA1 table we wanted to have these four fields. For these four fields we already created a cube right now, and we have we have done the modeling, and we have kept the info provider ready for us to load the data into this. This is a ECC server, the source system in which we have logged in, and we want to take KUNR, land one, name one, and then one more numeric field, BBNR. So we'll open a transaction code called RSO2 in the source system, and in this we are going to create a particular data transaction data. It's a data source. We are going to create a data source here, Softech underscore cust. Now here we are creating this. And the application component will select the application component as SD-I0. Okay, so here we'll take this table as KNA1. The source is KNA1, and we are taking it as a view or table space. We are going to discuss these things in the next coming projects. So the main thing is, like, descriptions can be anything, but the table name should be exactly the same as we have it there, and just say enter, and you will be, yeah, save it. And once we save it, it will ask you for the package name, and that package name, if it asks, like, we already created a package called ZJH Softech, just say save, and the same request number. And now it will take you to a screen where you have the hide option and select options. So in this, I have done this, saving, and we have hidden all these values. So we are taking only those values which are actually required for us, and then we'll save this particular data source. And this data source has been successfully saved. And once this data source is successfully saved, you can go and check this in RSA3 transaction, RSA3 transaction, RSA3, and you can copy this data source name, the data source name that we have used now. Now enter, and it will ask you for the customer number here. So I'll put randomly 1000 to 5000. So for that, we want to just get the data. So we are doing this extraction here. Just we have 44 records. So we want to restrict, we want to get only a few records, not all the records. As we have seen earlier, there are 19,000 plus records in this table, but we are based on our selection for employee numbers from 1000 to 5000, we just have got 44 records. So what we'll do is, like, this is what we have right now, and the same thing can also be done from the RSO2 only. So from RSO2, we also have an option here. Go to the data source, and then we click on the test extraction, and from here also we can do the test. Okay, so the same thing happens. So you can give the values and we can get it. So now our source system part is done. We have created a data source, and we have checked whether it is properly working or not, and it's done fine. Now what we are going to do right now is we are going to go and replicate this in our in our BW system. So first, now I'll log in into the BW system and then replicate that there. Now I'm logging into BW system here. So here in this BW system, what exactly we'll be doing is we'll go to the data source straight away directly to the data source, and in this we need to make sure that our source system is changed to the ECC server like this P90 CLNT 090. Basically what we'll have is we'll basically have it at a file. We will be creating our own file, and then we'll be using it. So we always have to make sure that this is our source system which is changed here in the data source level, and once it's been done you will be able to see some default data sources that we have it from the from SAP. So we need to open that in the SAP R3 system, and in the SAP R3 system we have SD-I0, and in this SD-I0 we need to right click on this and replicate the data, because we have done it in this particular application component. That's the reason we have to replicate here. So once we replicate that particular data source should be seen here. So from there we'll take it forward here in this particular in the BW system. Okay, now the data is successfully replicated. So once we have this successfully, once we have this data replicated, you will be able to see this data sources that we have created there will be seen here. So we'll just or you can just simply type on this and get that data source name. If you know the exact name of the data source, this is the data source that we created there. We'll search for it and we can get it here. So we already have it. So what we need to do is the moment you open it, you have to first activate this before creating the before creating the application info package below this. So I've clicked on display change button. I've clicked on the display change button and I have saved it. Click on request. Now we have activated it. So once the data source is successfully activated, we have to create the info package. And after the info package is created and we replicate the data into PSA, we will obviously load the data into the cube, which we have already done in the previous session. Okay. Data source is activated. So once the data source is activated, we need to right click on this and create info package. Softech underscore IP is the info package that we're creating here. Save it. Save. Okay. Okay. So from and to. So here we'll be giving the values from 1000 to 5000 is what we want to do. We want to get the data here. So we'll just click on check. Check carried out fine. It's okay. So it will be working fine. So processing update and schedule. So we'll click on the schedule and click on start immediately. And once this has been done, we can monitor it. So this is something which we have just now initiated. This is the one. So we'll refresh. And it will take a couple of seconds to replicate this data. Once it's been done, we will have the data into the PSA. So once we have successfully loaded the data into PSA, we will go ahead and load this data into the cube that we have just now created. So let's check out the cube that we have created there. So the cube that we have created here is Softech underscore IC. So this has been activated. Yeah. So now what we do is we'll create an transformations and and DTP. So we'll right click on this. Okay, the data will definitely come. So in meanwhile, we'll build this transformations and DTP here. So create DTP, and in this, the object type obviously is data source, and the object name is ZJH Softech star F4 function key. So you'll get the list of all the data sources starting with the ZJH Softech. So you have only one, and that is from the source system T90CL and T090. Okay, once it's been done, you will be having this transformation. So we'll map this transformations KNR to KNR, LAN1 to LAN1, name to name, and this one. Just save it, activate it, say OK, save, save, and the same request number. And once the transformations are done, we will build the DTP. So double click on this DTP, just say OK, and then activate it and execute it. We'll just see the contents. Okay, so I think once again. So the reason why we didn't get the data into the cube is because it's still not updated in the server. So it's taking more than the expected time. Normally it will be replicated very soon. So I'll just check this issue, and I'll show you this in the next session. The data replication and the data in the cube I'll be showing in the next session. A continuation of this particular session. Okay. So yeah, thank you.